All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. You made it to the Friday. I guess I don't lead those things right now. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay, and things are good. I was having some volume issues, and with the new setup, right? We changed the name of the show to make it more sense, right? The Cyber Sleuth Show, not a hubcast, because we tell people about a hubcast, and they go, "What's a hubcast exactly?" I'm like, well, I don't know, really. We haven't really ever defined the show, but now it makes more sense, at least in my mind, and that's all that matters. It's been a busy week here. We've been doing quite a bunch of stuff. If you guys saw my LinkedIn post earlier today, we're prepping for a new swag. I just showed my guests what those are going to be. I'm going to make them something special. It may be inappropriate to show what I'm going to make them here live, but they'll just be surprised when I see them in IACC coming up. It's always a good treat for these two that are coming out here on the show today. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys what we are up to, just because it's been a little while since we've done a hubcast. The last week was literally the first week we had done one in almost 4 months, I think is what it was, something like that. We've just been... and I hate to use being busy as an excuse, but that's what it has been. Unfortunately, it's the way it rolls. So, as you know, we do Cyber Social Hub just to give away free to the community, right? All the investigators, anything that we do is free, and we got to support that. So I have a couple other things that's going on in the background, and my shirt. Oh, wait a minute, my screen's backwards. Right here is it's backwards. Blue Line Intel, and they just happen to be our sponsor of the day. Imagine that, because it's our company. So it's just one of our brands, and I just wanted to let everybody know what it actually is. We haven't really done a lot of announcements here on the Cyber Social Hub side, what it is. So think of it as an internal communication device for law enforcement. We're specifically law enforcement there. And most of you have probably heard, if you're watching this, about the Lake and Riley case, if you're U.S. based. And Athens, Clark County Police down there in Athens, Georgia, actually is one of our clients. And they utilized our tool, Blue Line Intel, to help communicate between their investigative division, their crime analysts, and their patrol, to help put all of that together. We purposely haven't been really announcing it up until we get permissions from them, make sure everything's okay, that we can talk about it. And we do now. Everything's good, and they're actually full endorsing us to push the product because it helped them so much in that investigation alone. So if you're a department or you have any interest and want to DM me or something on LinkedIn or in Cyber Social Hub, please do. Happy to show you guys what the software is all about. Again, it really helps internal communication and external outreach for your teams in public relations, your PIOs, things like that. So with that being said, I am going to try something new right here. I am going to put... try to put, I don't know if this is going to work. Again, this is a whole new scene, right? Everything you guys see is new, and I built it, so it's bound to fall apart. Something going wrong in it. But I have a thing here where I can supposedly show the chat. I can, look at that. So if you guys actually type something, be careful. Do not get me banned from YouTube as you do this. You can see live chat here going around. We had this on another system that we had tested, and I didn't like that other system. It was rubbish, so we came back to Ecamm. And they've been pretty reliable, so that's where we're going to stay right here. I'm just waiting for someone, because we have a 15-second delay, obviously. Oh, there, Megan, type neat. If I move my mouse in here, obviously you can see that too. So very cool. Without further delay, though, first of all, welcome everyone. I'm curious where everybody's from. Make sure you check in with me and just kind of say, hey, where you're from. I'm going to go ahead and bring my two guests on here really quickly and see if that works. Hey, everything's working. I'm so happy that the scenes are changing. I didn't get a time to test it really and walk through it with you guys, but you guys are pros. This is fourth time on the show.
Fourth, maybe.
Oh, except now I can't hear you because I have my volume down way too low. Yeah, I think it's number 4.
Yeah, I think we're fourth. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Tom. I can't hear Liam at
Excellent.
all. Can you hear Liam?
No, Liam, I can't hear you.
All right. So it's mime time for Liam. We're going to guess. Oh, it's charades. I didn't realize it was charades Friday. Yeah, you're muted or something, Liam. We can't hear you at all.
Hopefully now I left myself.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say I think 5 counts as stalking. So
something like that. Yeah, could be. Could be. Oh, you guys just wait till you see what I have in store for you.
Well, now we know that's happening. We now need to be prepared and bring you something from the UK. I'm just wondering if we'll be able to get what we're going to bring you through customs.
I may make a couple calls early and say, hey, these 2 guys coming in, you might want to give them a rubber glove treatment. You're welcome.
my birthday again.
And you don't even have to tip those guys. You don't even have to tip them. That's the beauty of it.
And they're always really friendly whenever we go through the ports. Yeah, they're lovely people.
Oh, my goodness. Anyway, oh, man, I've missed like a million chats all of a sudden that came in. So how have you guys been? It's been a while because it's been a long time since we've done one of these. Granted, you were part of Cyber Social Con, so we saw you there, but it's been a minute since we've had you on the show. What's been going on? How's the weather in the wonderful UK?
It's horrible. It's cold. It's grey. I have a cold because the weather's miserable. The sun is now finally coming out, which is good, and we're all coming out of hibernation. So, yeah, roll on summer, but we're in IASIS, so we'll get some Florida sun soon. So, looking forward to that. But normal British thing to discuss the weather, Kevin. I like how you always discuss the weather with us.
Well, it's not any different than Ohio, really. It's like the state of Ohio in your country weather's the same. Gray, gloomy, except in the summer. We do get sun occasionally, but yeah. But most of the time, gloomy. But I did notice the last time, if I remember correctly, you had a nice tan going. It's been months, though, but you had a nice sporty tan going, which was very strange to see someone of your heritage with a tan.
I think it's the spray tan. Yeah, it glowed up.
Right?
Yeah, it's this new lighting. It's the lighting conditions. I can just, tune it down a bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. That's what I do. I give myself a little red tint. And so
We do work in AI. We can make this camera do whatever we want. I mean, I can make it maybe look a lot younger and better looking. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then Liam keeps bullying how old I am. So.
Sorry, I'm getting messages here. I want to make sure all the audio is working. Oh, it is. Good. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. You guys have been, so I know you're coming to Florida in April, end of April, beginning of May, right? Is that when it is?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so we've got the middle section. So we'll have the weekend where we can go to the parks and do a bit of sightseeing. So yeah, we'll do I think it's a Thursday, Friday weekend off. Then we'll do the Monday session. So that'll be good. Second time at being IASIS. I think it's a really good event. Last year we gave away about $500,000 worth of software for free. This year we'll probably be giving away about $750,000 worth of software for free. So if you're at IASIS, we are the biggest sort of company to give you freebies and decent gifts. So yeah, come and see us.
Awesome. What are you guys giving them down there?
So software. So we kind of don't think the idea of you having a short-term trial is relevant, really, especially when you're looking at child protection. What we want to be able to say is, look, there are other tools out there, and we know that cops, having been a cop, don't like change. So have the software for free, use it for the year. It's not a restricted version, it's a full-on version that you would normally pay for. And then, thrash it. And see the benefits that the software and speed and features can provide you over and above what you're probably doing today. And some of the features in there, no other forensic tool can offer in the world. So, again, one of the reasons why we think it's important to get it in the hands of the investigators. And also give T-shirts and pens and notepads and anything else we can get through customs.
Right. No surprises, though. You're good. It'll be good. Now, for those people that are watching now or going to be watching in the future, whenever they see this up on the channel, and they may not be that familiar with your company, can you tell? I don't know. Maybe Liam's a better choice for this. Tell me about the company, kind of your core missions. What are you guys trying to accomplish? Because I personally love your story, but I want everyone else to know it as well.
Yeah, of course. So we've been in forensics since 2015. We're a team of geeks. I don't have big sales forces or anything like that. The majority of my team are development team, AI developers. We just do all the clever stuff. We try and make CSI a reality. Semantic 21 was set up all those years ago with the aim of bridging what's called the semantic gap, i.e. Allowing computers to think like we do as investigators, and also bringing police force into the 21st century, hence Semantics 21. For me, the drive has always been from day one, it's about every victim matters. It's always about how can we find the maximum amount of victims, how can we find every victim, but also, of course, then find the suspect and find the abuser, etc. So everything we do is driven by the motto of every victim matters. We focus on three things. First of all, victim identification. It's all about finding as many victims as possible, as quickly as possible to get them rescued. Second, of course, is about case processing time. It's about removing all the pointless tasks and the tasks that take huge amounts of time, automating all of that to really speed up case throughput. So it means that you guys can quickly get through your media and do what you do best in going and locking up the bad guys, the bad girls, and saving those kids. So it's all about getting you back to doing what you do best. And of course, the third part of our company is all about the well-being. We appreciate looking at CSAM or ICE material, depending where you are in the world. It's got a horrific, it's difficult. It is hugely challenging. I really don't think people recognize the work you guys are doing. It really is something, special you guys are doing. It's a horrific job to have to do, but you guys are the heroes doing it. So it's what we can do to support you. So we develop clever ways to try and look after your mental well-being as well, whether that be we created something that we're calling green visuals, where we know that there's a lot of research we've been doing and research done where there's green audio, where even casinos play certain pitches of tones to help us relax our anxiety as humans. And when we're babies, it's the baby kind of noises. It's those tones. I'm not 100% what they are, but I can find the documents. And we said, well, how do we do that with visuals? So we created a world's first in green visuals, 3 distinct sets of visual graphics that play for 30 seconds that almost acts as a bit of a mind cleanser of the extreme material that you've seen. We've had unbelievable successful notes come back of people saying, we can't tell you how it helped, it just helped. When we feel a bit overwhelmed or anything like that, or even by doing every 45 minutes, whatever we recommend, we watch it and it's just somehow calmed it, somehow just took that edge off the grotesque stuff that we're seeing in that. So it's all about that. For us, it's all about every victim matters. It is absolutely through and through, and we do that through helping you find more victims faster, helping you process more cases faster, and of course, looking after the heroes who are keeping us safe.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like I said, I love the story. If you guys have not, I'll put the website here in chat, and then I'll put it in the YouTube show notes. Now, we are broadcasting out to like 4 or 5 different networks now. We got a little small upgrade. We can push out to more, but I'll put all that information, everything I talk about, I'll try to put them across all of them, but I'm sure I'm bound to miss one. We broadcast out to too many, but for sure on our home channel, which is at YouTube. And now we're also broadcasting on an alternative, Rumble as well, is where we're pushing out to live. Should be. I have no idea. It says we're live, but I can't monitor it, unfortunately. But that's amazing stuff. Now, you guys do a lot of work, and as you kind of alluded to with images and video, and every time I talk to you guys, I'm just so amazed at the capabilities of what you're able to do. And today, I know there's a pretty wide interest to this topic. When you sent it over, I was like, oh yes, absolutely, this is great. This I need a copy though, because I need to win. Because ever seen the the OSINT games that go on sometimes on some of the internet? You could win all of them, and yeah, you could just win everything. And I'm purposely not saying what I'm talking about yet, because I would like you guys to lead into it. What you want to talk about today, and some of the breakthroughs and innovations that you guys have made.
Do we go, Liam, or do you?
Tom, I think this was sort of your brainchild, so I think it's important you get it.
Oh, that's right. You're still giving him credit for this. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Normally says I don't do anything, but I'll take that.
Awesome.
Yeah, the software we have it's not just a piece of software for looking at digital media from phones or computers and applying a label or a tag, which, to be fair, lots of software products can now do that. We want to elevate the capabilities. Now, when we sort of advertise and we talk with different government agencies to say, we have an idea, we're working with academia on potentially a project that's something that's never been done before, we want to see if it's possible, we kind of get interest from certain government departments. And one of those capabilities that we floated the idea quite a long time ago was when you have a picture or a video with no GPS data whatsoever, is there a way that we can locate where it's from without doing something like Google reverse image search or TinEye for looking at reverse image search of people that have been online? We want to take it further than what Google's ever done. But as a small company, we were kind of suggesting something and taking David on versus Goliath. So what we ended up creating was a solution that was restricted. People didn't know about it. We created it for certain agencies that it would allow you to find terrorists that may be hidden in the hillsides of Pakistan and sort of people that were sort of high risk, and we really needed to find them. But the tactic was really quite sensitive on what we've done. So we've created an AI that you can take a frame from a video or any picture in your investigation, any picture from social media. You can add it into our software, LASEri-X, the normal software that you would use for reviewing media, and just say to the software, where has this been taken? Totally offline. This isn't Google reverse image search. So if you use the same samples that we can provide, Google will not have a clue where these images are taken. And the AI will then give you 5 predictions where it thinks it's come from. Now, when those predictions are very close together, the accuracy rate is very good. It's a very strong indication that's where, within this particular either city or town or street area, that's where the pictures come from. You then can go onto Google Earth and just validate that the result is correct. We have samples where we're in the middle of a hillside. People have said, well, there is no reference points. There's no aircraft flying over above. How have you taken landscapes to work out where in a country that's from? And it is like magic. And we were in America when we first released this. So Canada we were in. And we had British cops that were at the same event that we were at in Canada when we first released this to domestic law enforcement to use. And they were like, no way, that's fake. You're showing a desert and a hillside in a desert. How does it know where it is in the middle of Pakistan? It's like, well, because the research has been done, the AI has been trained on billions of images with location information, and we know the trends of what to look for. And even when we're a British company in Canada, we've got British cops going, we don't believe it, but you've got to come back to the Met. You've got to come back to the London Met next week when you're back in the UK and run this on cases, because we have pictures of children that we need to know where they are. We have suspects with a social media picture. We need to know what country they're in. And literally, when we released this at the start of this year, we know of 10 cases already where we found children or suspects that are wanted, including 3-letter agencies from the States, where they've now realised the capability we have and have said, we have this picture, it is vitally important we find where it's from. Now, the clever thing is, it works outside, but it can also work inside. So even if we take pictures of certain rooms, if we pick up the socket, the weather conditions outside, the carpet designs, the wallpaper designs, the colour codes of buildings, they're telltale signs. We all seem to have a trend of how we decorate and we live our lives. And the AI is trained that it can actually detect where images are taken. So no one's got anything like it. Like say, people will normally say it's just Google reverse image search, but you've made it offline. It's not. Take a picture we're using as an example, put it into Google. Google won't have a clue, but we will tell you exactly where it is.
That's
It
awesome.
is probably the coolest feature I've ever seen in the forensics tool.
That's awesome. Yeah, when you first told me about this, I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see it. Now we're not going to show anything. In all fairness, you did try to send me some screenshots, and I've been so busy trying to get everything else done and ready for the day. I didn't get a chance to load them in. I'm sitting here trying. So if you see me looking away, I'm still trying to get so we can show what's going to happen here. But that's awesome. And as I alluded to, now Justin down over here says at the bottom of the screen, he says, rest in peace, YouTube GeoGuessrs careers. Like the games, there's always some sort of geo going on, right? Some OSINT like post, where in the world am I, or find where I'm at. And we can now cheat, right? And I can go, oh.
Well, bizarrely, we aren't cheats, but we have been trying it on those competitions to see how quickly and how accurate we can get it. So we have been trialing it on some of the geo examples, and it works. It is awesome. Very, very clever. Like I said, that the amount of people that within this last week we've been so busy, and it's getting busier because it's clearly a feature that people need in law enforcement and military intelligence, is we don't believe it. We need to try it on images that we own, that we know where they're taken from, so we can actually have some trust and confidence in the capability of the tool. And everyone so far has come back and said, we're blown away. This is very, very clever. We have to have this in our labs. We have to have it in our intelligence agency. So, yeah, it's good. Like I say, it's something we've kept under wraps for quite a while. We weren't allowed to let people know the technology was available. Other solutions are starting to come online with a similar capability, which is why we've now released it to domestic police forces to use. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
It's more than a gimmick as well, and that was the key thing. We don't build gimmicks. That sounds really hard. We're kind of like not one of these where it's flavor of the month, so we'll go and try and build it and just for the PR of it. The actual use cases for it have been terrific, and they're built more and more, and we want to do it very much like our school badge. Obviously, we have all school badges for the UK, Ireland, Northern Ireland. US has just added in now, so 165,000 US badges are now offline, built in, and humanly described. So if you have a badge where you can just say, it's got a boat on it and it's a blue boat with a red sail, you can literally type that in and we'll show you offline which school badge it could be and list all of them for you. I think it's just important that it helps go and find a victim, or it helps find a suspect, or it finds a terrorist. And again, I think that's real key. It sounds a bit CSI gimmicky, but it's making an active difference, and sort of I won't do it unless we can see there's going to be an active difference to your investigations.
Yeah, I mean that is so nerdy. I love every second of it. Because it's been years, right? Social media started stripping out geo from images. It's not there. And that was always the biggest pain, is like, okay, hey, where is this? All right. Hey, Google Lens, can you help me? Right. That was the option that was around for the longest time. And now you guys have this piece. And just imagine the impact. Well, you guys already have, but for the listeners, the impact that could have on a missing kid's social media, or a suspect's social media images, or whatever that you need to do in that case. Holy crap, that's awesome.
The thing is, Kevin, you think of all the crime types. I mean, one of the cases we've had this week literally is somebody wanting to take their own life. They've sent a photograph saying, I'm at peace, this is where I'll be, not telling anyone where they actually are. Now the police get the picture. They very quickly phone us up and said, we need your software now. We need to know, can you help us work out where this is from? Because we have such a big search area. And we're like, sure. We put it straight through. We've got the location, or the rough area where the location is, and said, right, we know exactly where that now is. We've confirmed it on Google. We've matched up the streets that the area you've identified. We'll be sending police response to that scene, and hopefully we can make it in time. And they did. They managed to locate the guy in the car, and obviously they've taken him to custody to obviously make sure he's okay. Again, would they have found the car without us? They could have done. They could have been very lucky to have been driven down in that location, but they didn't. And the thing is, they had to use our software to say, this is now where we concentrate the helicopter response, the vehicles go and look in that area for the guy who's obviously in a bad way. So there's lots of different use cases for this technology, and it's kind of making sure investigators think outside the box. And there's a lot of times we say to people, within your DFU or your digital forensic unit, you may have a capability, but does your control room know that capability exists for them? It could benefit them. Does your counterterrorism team know you have a capability that they may not be aware of? So it's word of mouth. And as Liam said before, we're a very small company. We don't have a marketing team presence. We don't really have a big sales team. It is geeks. We create the software, and it is word of mouth for people to say, yeah, we want to try it, and then we'll buy it if we like it. So yeah, it's good.
That's I think an important.
Can we tell people what the name is real quick, Liam? Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Can you tell people what the name of the software is? I guess we've talked about the software and we haven't told them the name yet.
So the software...
Sorry, I've got a delay on. No, go ahead, Tom.
So the software is... all of our products are named after S21. So you'll always know if it's a product of ours, it's S21. And the main product is LASERi-X. So LASERi-X being fast, to the point, and then obviously that is the main flagship product for us with all the media products. So if you say LASERi-X, we know which product you're interested in looking at.
Yeah, I was just going to add on there, but if you've got an image or even a school badge as well, I want to chuck that in the mix. Lots of forces will contact us and say, hey, we have this school badge, can you help us out and tell us where it's from? Just send it across to us. As long as obviously it's a legally held image, ping it across, we can always run it through. So even if you don't want to try it or you haven't got time to try it, ping it across to us. If we can help you find a kid, we can help you find a kid. That's what it's all about. So just ping us over the school badge, or if you've got an image, we can always try the image out as well. But hopefully you can try it out and then realise you can also do it yourself in-house. But yeah, don't struggle. That's the main thing. Reach out to us, and we're always happy to help you out, even if you're not a customer. We want to help you. You guys are heroes. You're finding kids. We're here to help you.
That's awesome. I popped the site up. I can't get the screenshots yet. Still working on that on the background, but at least the site is here, and there's some information that's not here. Hey, the big important button. Look at that. If you need help, as Liam was just talking about here, there's a free trial. I don't know if you can see my mouse. No, you can't see my mouse on the share. You can? I don't see it. Anyway, yeah, you can go here, check it out. I put the in chat. There's a link that you can click. If not, just do a Google search. They pop right up on there. So yeah, that's just amazing stuff for sure. Okay, sorry.
I think as well, Kevin, I think we may have provided you a link to like a short snippet of the location video, just again, so if anyone needs to see that, again, we do have links to sort of videos just to show you really what we do and how the product actually works. But again, people are more than welcome to have a free trial whenever they need. So like you say, if you have a use case you need next week, you know that we're available, just message us and we'll help you out.
That's I mean, it's just phenomenal what you guys do, because every time that you're on the show, you pretty much give everybody the opportunity to get something for free, at least to try it, right? I mean, you have to make money in the end, right? I mean, otherwise it'd be unemployed geeks would be the company's motto, and that's not what you guys are going for sure. And you know, I can't really describe that your level of commitment to it. You don't see that too much in the industry anymore. You get a lot of people that claim it because they have big marketing teams, right? But you know, I can honestly say this, and to the listeners and the members of the Hub, I've worked with you guys now just almost a year now, right? You guys have been coming on the show, and we've been chatting a lot, and I can say from that, you know, you guys are the real deal of who you say you are, your missions that you're after, what you're trying to accomplish, and really help law enforcement and stop victims from having to be victimized, right? Or at least preventing as much as you can, you know, cutting the incident short to help law enforcement really stop this nonsense that goes on in the world. And I'll tell you what, and I know, I think everyone can say that as former law enforcement, right? We can say that that's just an awesome thing. It's just an amazing thing. So I want to personally thank you. And I know a lot of people are probably interested in it. And I'm just curious in the audience, thumbs up. You can't give a thumbs down. Sorry, it's just not possible on YouTube. So it might be, I don't know. But I expect a thumbs up out of what do you guys think of this? Would it be worth a shot for you? Any feedback? You want to pop it down in chat while we keep on going. If you have questions, which I forgot to say, for Liam or for Tom, please drop them into the chat. Now, again, I can see, it looks like I can see Facebook and it looks like I can see YouTube coming through, but I can't see anything else just because Microsoft is linked in and they just don't play nice with anybody. And then their API is not allowing that to kick back. And X, well, it is what it is. So we can see those two. So if you want to chat with Tom, Liam live during the show, have a question, pop over to our YouTube channel. Just do a search for Cyber Social. Hope you'll find it. We're there. So again, the things that you guys are doing in the community is just amazing stuff. Do you have some other use cases or other examples of how the software can benefit? I'd like to hear. Well, I'm going to try to get this stuff up on the screen, but it requires me to stop talking for a minute.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. I mean, terrorism is a big one because they're not going to go and stand outside a really public building and make it easy. So where you've got people who are thinking they're being clever by going and stand in middle of a desert or middle of certain fields or by certain buildings, but maybe not making it clear what the building front face is, that architecture is going to help us out massively. They're really useful. We've seen it used with missing persons is a big one, where someone's took a picture of themselves or whatever and then sent it across social media, and then you're trying to work out where they are. That's been really, really handy. That's been very, very good. Yeah, there's been quite a few. There's some we can't discuss. I'll leave that with Tom. But yeah, there's been quite a range. Surprisingly, it's not just about CSAM here. We're talking about counter-terrorism. It can be fraud. If you've got someone trying to stash something certain places, it can be. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful not to say certain things. I don't want to get sued. Yeah, there's a huge case. Anywhere where you think you've just got a possibility of a missing person is a big one. As in terrorism, counter-terrorism, etc. There's quite a lot, huge amount in there. But we need to find something, and there's a subset to it as well called triangulation. Just to help Kevin while he's looking for the images, where if you are fortunate enough to have certain what we call visual cues. So if you imagine in a hotel looking out the window and being able to see maybe a certain building or say a McDonald's by a Tim Hortons or something like that. The other thing that we built in not prior, but certainly we were able to release to law enforcement earlier, was a triangulation system. So you can type in, okay, if I look out my window, we've got train tracks, we've got a McDonald's, for instance, if I had one there, and it's nearby, for instance, a Costa Coffee or something. And you can very simply then just say, right, I'm looking for anywhere where there's train tracks, anywhere where there's a Costa Coffee, everywhere there's a McDonald's in the world, and it's within 0.1 of a mile, for instance, or half a kilometre, or whatever you want to choose. And then it will triangulate in S21 and show you the only places in the world where those three things can be found together. And on an offline map, again, all without internet, it can zoom straight in and say, we believe this is the place you're at. And anyway, the digital forensics Olympics, there's certainly a question that's going to really benefit if they use S21 on there as well, because there's an image where good luck in working out where it is, but you can easily do it with S21. We just make it easy. So yeah, lots of use cases. Sorry, I can't be more specific at the minute because of certain privacy stuff we have to do.
No, completely understand. And that was actually the perfect amount of time because I managed to get the video, created a new scene, got the video in the scene, and I think we're ready to go. So it should work. Now, did Tom or Liam, which one you sent me this video?
It'd be Tom.
I think it's my video. I think
okay,
Liam sent it to
so
you.
now I have to trust Tom didn't mess with me in this video because I'm about to play live on YouTube without pre-watching it. That's the biggest thing here. All right, it should play and work. Let me know. Just tell me, audience, if you can hear it or not hear it, because I didn't preset this up. I apologize. I'm the joy of watching a live podcast is we're just going to go with it. All right. So this is it's called, make sure, Tom, I should have asked ahead of time. It's called No GPS Data, All Location Prediction. Is that the video file?
Yeah, if it doesn't work, Kevin, you're more welcome to share that link and people can watch it as and when. So it is on as just a jump share link. If you want to go through it now, that's
perfect.
We can do that as well.
Let's give it a shot. Here we go. And your mic should remain on, so if there's anything you need to add or clarify to the video, please feel free to do. So let's go ahead and fingers crossed. Here we go. There's no worry in my face, I promise.
So I think the audio kicks in about 10 seconds after sort of the case scenarios. It worked, Kevin. That was it.
It went. So if you guys need that QR code again, let me know. Audio came through. Everything worked fine. So good. Yeah. Megan was on Slack. We were like sending chaos gifts back and forth. Like, is this going to work? I can't believe I'm doing it live. But yeah, it worked. So great. And I'm happy to put that up. I put the video link so everybody can watch it again into chat. Megan, are you messing with me? You better not be messing with me. People are messing with me all the time, nonstop. Dang on it. I'm already like freaked out because it's a whole new system and every button I moved, of course. Now everything is not in the same place. So of course it's got to be different. I have a really important question for you. I've seen that you both have drinks. What's in it? You thought it was going to be like an actual, I was watching the look on your face going, ooh.
Well, I've wimped out. I've got a cold, so I've gone with a cold, like Lucozade lemsippy thing that's supposed to make you feel better.
Really?
But it's not better than alcohol. I still think
bourbon
alcohol
helps you
would be
feel better. Bourbon helps you feel better.
Yeah, definitely.
Liam, staying quiet on this one. Choose not to.
Definitely not alcohol.
There we go. I do not. I have just the boring.
Just for the so we are at 8 o'clock at night in the UK, so it's not like I'm day drinking at 2 o'clock with my team like running around like around the offices. No, I wouldn't do that.
Does that look badly upon? Is it? We should probably stop doing it here then.
On a Friday, Monday's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm East Coast. In all fairness, there's people in California or further that it's maybe 11, not quite noon. Based off it all.
Yes.
Megan's calling
somewhere in the world.
Yeah, Megan's calling you out, Liam. The eyebrow raise that was not very convincing in the slightest.
It definitely isn't.
Things we needed with the week we've had. So, I mean, that's just one feature we've released in the main product. We've now released a brand new solution for transcribing audio and video interviews into text using AI. It's totally offline. So the National Crime Agency here in the UK asked us if we'd create them a piece of software because they couldn't find one. Mm-hmm. Everyone else needed something online. So we've created that very quickly. That's now kept us busy. We're now using that. And then obviously in the UK, we've had the riots at the end of last year. And we released the CCTV tool for free for all the UK law enforcement to assist them with the CCTV review. And that has taken off really well. And again, we're run off our feet with that. So working at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night is actually not unusual now for us. So yeah, it's just drink whatever we can.
That's the way it rolls anyway. So no, I think it's phenomenal what you guys are doing. And I'd like to hear, I'm sure there's some other use cases which I always find interesting when I see a piece of software that gets released and the developers never intend it to be used a certain way, yet cops always find a way that, we can use it like this, or we could use it like this. Have you guys seen anything like that, or is it still too early yet? I'm sure it'll come if it hasn't yet.
Well,
to be fair, that's
why transcriber came.
Yeah,
that was coming. Yeah, so we spent 4 + 5 more years now building our. So when you're processing a case in LASEri-X, the aim would be, we appreciate you can't listen to all the audio, and also the audio can be extremely distressing. But if there's a name in that audio, or we can give away a victim's name, or a suspect's name, or a location, or anything like that. It could be incredibly useful if we can show you that in text and allow you to search through and say, hey, what was said here, double click, and it then plays that line from the video. And sort of that's where it came through the NCA, and they were like, well, we just need that part of LASEri-X. We're having that as well, but we need it for all these other sections. So we extracted that out, and then we use that capability because it doesn't just work for English, it's multi-language support. So it supports a number of different languages. So Chinese, Russian, French, obviously English, of course. It supports quite a wide range, completely offline as well. And I can't get that across enough. Is some of the ways that others do things, but completely offline, air gap. You don't have any internet whatsoever, never the internet. And then we've wrapped it into a really beautiful GUI. I'm being geeky now, but a really little beautiful GUI that's really simple. You just drop it in. You got a nice little player. You get it what's called diarizes. So it says person 1 speaking, then person 2, then person 3. So you get like a text message kind of chat, and then we can identify, right, person 1 is Kevin. We type in Kevin. It knows Kevin going forward. It learns who you are. Person 2 is Tom. Person 3 is Liam, and then you get like a really nice step-by-step of who's saying what and when. Double click, it jumps you to the video and talks to you at that time. So yeah, that's probably one of the best examples. It is definitely transcriber, but then CCTV as well. CCTV, we were watching.
Now it's called
people,
real quick, it's called transcribe. I want to make sure I get this right before I go and push this up onto the screen.
S21 transcriber.
Excellent.
On the website got updated. Yeah, perfect. Here it is. It is so easy. If you scroll down just a little bit, again, free trials and everything, but there's a little GIF here, And the little GIF shows you how easy it is in real time for you to literally simply set one or multiple files. There it is, and then you can double click on your police interview, and it highlights the line as you talk, as it goes through talking. You can flag individual lines, you can flag the file if you have multiple files, generate a doc, and then the next version, which is only a few weeks away, has all redaction capabilities. So you can redact all the audio, you can redact certain lines, you can use the AI to automatically redact things like names, addresses, that will identify them for you, and then redact them for you straight away from your report or from a copy of the video that's redacted in those key places. So that's definitely one of the biggest. I'll let Tom speak, but definitely one of the biggest. Instances. I mean, CCTVs. I'll leave that to Tom.
Yeah, you're right. Like I say, Kevin, it's by accident we see people using our software for another purpose. We say, "What are you trying to do that for?" And it's good. It transcribes and it takes an audio file or a video and puts it into text. Like, okay, that's quite a good idea. I remember being in the police and having to manually write out what the interview was, and you've got obviously what the suspect said. But it's a waste of time. A computer could do that better. And when we spoke with the NCA, and they said, "Look, we're desperate. We need a product that's offline." The two big companies, Amazon and Microsoft, both offered us a solution that can do this, but it's online. And we have some nervousness around actually putting sensitive data onto any platform because we can't guarantee exactly where it's going to. So we've created something that's offline to meet their requirements.
That's awesome.
But it works. And we said, well, wouldn't it be nice when you're that cop and you're interviewing the suspect that may be a lot of, obviously, criminals that are coming over here for drugs offences are Albanian. You'll have a translator. The cops will say, "Did you do it?" The translator and the suspect will be talking for 5 minutes, and the translator will say, "He says no." And you're like, "Well, what else did you say? You were talking for 5 minutes." "Well, he just said no." So at least this way, even with the interview now, we can add it in and you can actually interpret to understand what did the translator actually say to the suspect. Is there something there that's evidential to you that the translator didn't realise was useful for you to know? So again, we do have a lot of byproduct from seeing gaps in the market, and then we're building a product for you. So yeah, same with Transcriber, very lightweight, very cost effective, saves you hours and hours of time. And then the CCTV product was exactly the same. We found people putting video evidence from body cams or members of the public video into the tool that's predominantly designed for sex offences. And again, we said, why? It's overkill. I said, well, it's better than anything else that's on the market, and we've already got this tool. So we've created a idiot-proof or cop-proof tool for video review. You had the videos, thousands of them for the riots. We said have it for free. We were a bit nervous when we saw how people were using it, but for police service in Northern Ireland, they were having 10,000 videos and then saying, here's a picture of our suspect. Do they appear in any of those riots? And it's finding them. And the original nervousness, because in the UK, we've not prosecuted cases using AI for this type of review. And they said we're very, very concerned that the computer will miss something. In actual fact, their attitude changed to, we've had 10 police officers and investigators review this footage. They can't find the suspect. That's taken days and days, but the computer within 30 seconds has found the suspect 50 times, 100 times. We actually now have nervousness around the fact that we aren't using AI and we're trusting humans. And humans are normally the problem. We get distracted, we get fatigued. We all know what cops are like. If we see something else that's more interesting outside the window, we stop looking at the screen to review the video, and we miss what's happened. So a computer doesn't suffer that. So it can find people, it can find vehicles, registration plates, the basics, the things that we know the AI can detect, the system will find for you. So filtering thousands of hours of video footage can be done in minutes. It's got enhancing capabilities. We can link it to driver license databases, national passport office databases, custody photos. So any source of intelligence you have can be connected to this. So sees your body-worn camera, your CCTV footage, place it through the product, and then it'll help you do the review. And obviously for body worn camera, we know from experience, one of the problems with body worn video is it's very bouncy. It's not very stable because of where the cameras are mounted. So we've now included something that's on like GoPro, where you have the sort of hyper smooth capability. You can now apply that to video that's captured on body worn camera, where it'll then stabilize the video so you can see additional evidential clues. And there's a good one we use. It's an American shooting where the suspect turns, he open fires at the cops. They return fire. When you look at the video in its original format, you can't actually see the suspect turn. And when you actually stabilize the video, you can then clearly see the suspect's turn, and he is taking aim at the cops. So evidential clues that may be missed can now be uncovered using this sort of technology. So again, lightweight product. It has two modes: frontline mode for frontline cops to use, and more of a pro mode using the AI. But it's exactly the same software, just for those that have a bit more horsepower in their forensic computers, just to use some of the AI capabilities. But you can install the CCTV product on every LAN terminal, every laptop in every cruiser. You can now install a review tool that will review video for you. So again, keep us busy.
I'm going to walk through kind of a use case with you and just tell me if I'm right or wrong here, because I'm thinking of some, and there's so much video footage, right? I mean, obviously, most people are aware that, you know, there's cameras everywhere. I mean, I think there's more cameras in the UK than there are here, streetwise, or pointing out. But we're catching up with that. People starting to trust the tech a little bit more, and I could imagine how much footage one investigation would have to say a person maybe in a red coat that's walking down the street. Could you essentially dump all the footage? Say I had to go down this street and then this street, find every and dump all of it, throw it into your software and say, hey, I'm just looking for this guy with the red coat or whoever, and give it a good description. And it could just flag every video across multiple sources in the tool, of course, and show you kind of the sequence of events. Did I get that right? Hey, look at that. I've not even used the software. That's amazing. That's really amazing. I am
and the nice
so
thing is
geeked out.
You can provide it to anyone. You could provide this to the most non-technical user in the police and say, this is your objective. Seize the video, you're going to add the video, and you're going to find the person wearing the red coat. It's easy. It is so easy that anyone can do it.
So as a former SWAT and drug officer, those guys, I always consider, you know, no offense, fellas, you're doing an awesome job. Been there, done it. Lowest common denominator. If they can break something, or those are the guys that are going to do it typically, right? And if they can use it, life's good.
And that's what's, when I came to the company, having worked obviously in law enforcement, I worked with Cellbrite. You kind of learn and you look at what other tools are doing. The idea is it has to be cop-proof. And none of us go on a training course to use an iPhone. An iPhone's quite technical and very good and very powerful at what it does. So why do we expect people in policing have to go on very expensive paid-for courses to learn to use a forensics product? I understand being taught forensics. I'm not overly sure why you would need a week's training to use some of the forensic tools if they've been designed in such a way that they're easy to use. So we try and make sure that the software is intuitive and take inspiration from people like Apple that, okay, let's make this easy. And that's the objective that we kind of set ourselves as well in the development team.
Yeah. There's a question I put down here, and I guess it's kind of open for interpretation, because to you, I have an accent, and to me, you have an accent, right? So it's asked, does the S21 transcriber work well with accents? I guess I'll leave that one just to you guys.
Yeah, I can tell you now it will. It worked very, very well. We did a lot of testing years ago, and it's carried on through. And that's a lot of testing has been done recently as well on really, really strong accents, whether it's really strong Scottish accents or strong foreign accents or anything else in between. It does very, very well.
Wow. Maybe can you make it like in a personal communicator badge where I can understand just people that talk? Because there are some crazy accents. I think we had this discussion not too long ago, right? Where you guys sent me a YouTube video on this accent that's there, and it was like, I have no idea what's being said at all. You tell me it's English, but I didn't believe you.
I think it was the street, wasn't it?
No, it was Merseyside. It was one of our other staff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He might be listening. Give him
For such a small country, we have such a huge difference in our accents and the way we speak, and even the words we speak. I think it was one of the guys who works in our office. If we put him on here, I know people will find my accent quite deep, but his is he's from Liverpool, and sometimes we're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like we have no idea. So yeah, the transcriber does sometimes work even internally with our own staff.
If you can fit that down into a Star Trek communicator and be like Star Trek, I'm in 100%.
no, it works really. I think the other thing again is it's offline. We get often we get called in to do tender bids, and we're up against people who are online, and then it's like, okay, you have to be offline, and it's just drops, completely gone, and then we're the only ones standing because there's this thing that we've been seeing recently where people are saying, oh, it's fine, it's a secure upload. Yeah, but then they pass it to sometimes OpenAI, they sometimes pass it to wherever. So even if it's securely uploaded, if you're still using the internet, you're still at risk of the data breaches. I don't want to moan at that because sometimes you've got to do what you got to do to get the job done. But we're seeing more and more forces having problems because stuff's being leaked online. There's self-reporting, especially here in the UK. It's a huge problem for them. So I had to push again. It is completely offline. I'm not sure anything similar. But that is a huge danger when people are marketing things and saying, "Well, yeah, it's all secure on that." Yeah, but it's still going online. I think that'll be interesting to see what happens with the whole, Elon Musk apparently creating his own AI now. He's spent 700 million in it. I hear on buying equipment.
Yeah.
I wasn't on a phone. I say it like I was on a phone call with him last week. Yeah. Elon, mate. Yeah. He has to, buy a few components from us, kind of thing. But no, genuinely, I think it'd be interesting because you've got all these different OpenAI competitors coming out, and they're all offering APIs to say, "Hey, use us," and they're getting their numbers up. But they are training their software, and if you want to create something clever, what software is there than the amount of images and videos and audio that police forces are sitting on? That's a gold mine to anyone developing AI. However, it is a huge risk, and I would hope a no straight away to law enforcement. But there's clever marketing being done that really puts you guys at risk, and that's what worries us.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess you've said it multiple times, but being offline is really the way to go when it comes to a lot of the data because you don't know where it's being sent. You don't know because I remember what was it? It was DeepSeek. The big craziness going on that killed my Nvidia stock. Those guys, they announced that, hey, yeah, it's offline. It does not talk back to China. And I was watching everyone put it on their phones, plug it into Wireshark, and goes right to Beijing. It comes right back. And I'm like, yeah, so much for that one, right? So you do really need to test what you're using. But the fact that yours is completely offline, that makes you feel a little bit better. Obviously, test it, but it's not going anywhere. It's offline.
Yeah, it can't get any more obvious even for people like OpenAI. The thing's called OpenAI. It means that it's open to learn. That's what it's doing. You're adding comments. It's starting to see the trends. It's working out what is a sensitive document that you want redacting. So it knows a police statement. So if you ask it now, create me a police statement, it will create you a very good police statement. But it's learned that from somewhere. So this is where we see it a lot of times, and we've even been sort of approached by information commissioner departments where obviously governments have sort of an ombudsman that would look into breaches, but they don't understand what AI is. So they're now coming to people like us to say, help, what can people do, what can't they do? And for government departments, we would say, if they can't provide a model that's offline, you do not touch it, because you will find it is using the big platforms to upload, but then it's offloading it to somewhere else, and that is the potential breach. Read the terms and conditions of OpenAI or DeepSeek or any of the others. They all say that when you upload, it's now our data. You don't have rights to it. There's no copyright in anything that's created by AI. So there's a reason that's there as well. So yeah, it's not that we're trying to say to people, you must just use ours. There are going to be other companies that provide offline, but we just say, just be very, very careful in what you're doing with your data and the public's data.
Right. And test, just like any other tool that you're using in an investigation, validate and test. That's all you have to do. And that's amazing. I just looked at the clock and it's 3:02. I still have a million questions for you guys. It's 2 minutes after where I wanted to be. But so if you guys want more information, head over to the chats that I made. And if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. If it's okay, I'll hang on to you guys an extra couple minutes. I know it's late there, but it's Friday night. What else do you have to do, right? There's family time, no such thing, right? But so we'll open it up to any other questions real quick. I know, and I'm kind of curious of feedback, and I know we've talked offline about this, about having maybe a workshop, something like that. And I know everybody's just been way too busy, and been going through some transitions, trying to get some marketing. So I feel so bad for you guys. It's hard. It is not easy to ask what you're trying to do. But I'd be curious to see feedback from the audience. Would you guys be interested in maybe a workshop with the products that we've been talking about today, to the technology, just to learn it, to see what's possible? Obviously, no commitment, no obligation or anything. Just, hey, could your agency use this to solve some of the issues and challenges that you come across? And I could think of a million ways. I worked a relatively small forensic lab, and holy crap, if this tech was available then. I think I mentioned it in a LinkedIn post when you made it. I redid one of yours, Tom, and I'm like, man, if this was available, it made life so much easier for me just to do it. So I'd be curious to see everyone's response on it. So we'll get those responses here in a little while. But if you are interested, would you guys be up to do a workshop just for a couple hours? Nothing too crazy. Just kind of walk through the tools. Everybody maybe get a trial because you offer those already, and then see if they can use
definitely.
it.
And we're more than happy with the workshops because, like you say, it's knowledge. It's knowing the capabilities are there. There's other things again that we know other tools. We're not bashing other tools. Other tools are very good. There's certain things that they aren't as expert in that we are, and it's just knowing that capability exists. So we'd love to do the workshops. We obviously will provide the free trials. If anyone works for Homeland Security's in the Hero Core, the license to the Hero Core are 100% free. So Hero Cores never pay. So we think it's a good idea that you have ex-vets that are now in a position to help rescue kids. We think that's an amazing service that those people are giving back to society. So we'll always give their licenses for free. And again, we always say if you need the support and the help and the training, again, people can reach out to us. Liam's mentioned it. If you have a school badge in your investigation, we've just done the research of all 160,000 schools in the United States. So we can tell you which school that badge is from. If you're not one of our customers, pick up the phone, drop us an email. We'll help you out. That's not a problem at all.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, guys. Thank you. Liam, did you have something to add?
No, I was going to say the only thing I'd also throw in the mix is obviously the GAD, the Global Alliance Database, is next month will reach 3 billion records. That's billion, not million. It is now, it has always been for 2 years now, the biggest CSAM and intelligence database in the world, and it's absolutely free to law enforcement. Completely end-to-end encrypted. It's the only database of its type in its field that's GDPR. I have to write down the border. GDPR compliant. It's assessed left, right, and centre, self-destruct, but 3 billion, and everyone is a law enforcement record that's been contributed by one of your peers who have said, we want to contribute this hash to help others find these victims or to remove this, noise from the case, etc. Next month we will celebrate it reaching 3 billion records. It's currently 2.9, and I'm already aware of the uploads have already come in, and we know we're going to topple 3 billion. It's phenomenal. You had ICSI, NICMEC, CADE, Project Vic, every other database in this field go in, and you still won't come quarter of the way there. We're really proud of that. It's completely free, so if you are interested, just again, it's another one where Tom's saying just contact us to get connected.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll, again, put everything in the show notes below the website. They can use the contact button there. People do it all the time. I just don't feel comfortable giving emails out across social media. You just never know who's going to be emailing you, right? 3 a.m. you'll get a drunken text from somebody who saw you here and now they're your best friend. Anyway, you don't want that to happen. But thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing this. We'll get together and plan the workshop. I don't know when, based on your times, and I know you guys are really busy right now, but we'll get that out. If not, I will see you at IASIS coming up at the end of April. That's coming up quick. It's not far away now. I mean, today's the last day of February, and it's already going to be March. And holy cow, last month of Q1 already. So, yeah, no, I always look at the sales response. Tom's like, yeah, it's the last.
Florida sunshine. Disney, Universal.
Yeah, exactly. Is that what you guys have planned this year? Is Universal? Is that where you're heading?
We did the parks last year, so we might do Kennedy, might drive over to the coast.
Oh,
so we'll keep ourselves busy on the weekend.
Very good. Very good.
I won't be there. I'm sending some of the team, but I won't be there, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint everyone. Everyone wants to meet this, but I'm sorry, I won't be there. I've got an important client to sort out, so I won't be there, I'm afraid.
Code word for visa denied. I gotcha.
You scared him off.
Yeah, said rubber glove. He's like, nope.
Code word for the boss. Taking her away. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Megan wants to remind everyone right here that you guys will be doing we renamed our summits with the help of AI. We couldn't come up with a fun, creative name. So DigiSleuth is where it's at. So I know it's silly, but it's there. It's the DigiSleuth Summit. I can't even say it. And that's next month. That's right. I forgot, man. That's coming up quick that you guys are going to be doing that. So yeah, that should be good stuff.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you inviting us. Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. Any chance you guys get to come on and share some of the stuff that you're doing, please just reach out to us. We'll squeeze you in there somewhere. Now that we're actually doing these things again, so we'll get you back on a little bit more often too. So cause I was just inundated with work. You guys understand how that gets, but regardless, we'll get you back on and go from there. If not, Tom, since you're going to be in Florida, I'm going to be set up at IASIS doing live broadcasts. So can I get you to come on, twist your arm a little bit?
Of course, right.
And we're there at the same time. We're there at the same time. So that's even better yet. So, all right, guys, take care. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and do the outro music. And thank you so much. Everybody else, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. If you need to get a hold of them, make sure you head over to Semantics 21's website. It's in the show notes here. Other than that, we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Thank you guys again.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks.